take a look at this. Now take a look at this. Now how about this? Nike Air Max 2017, go lighter, go longer. This project was made by a studio called Man vs. Machine, and it won gold at the Cannes Lion Festival in 2017. But why did that win gold? Well, I guess that is a pretty cool commercial in 3D, and it has some pretty cool background music and just quite a bit of satisfying sounds that is on beat as well. Sounds. Take another look at the two things that I mentioned just now. These two sounds are one of the most iconic sounds of two of the Fortune 500 companies of this decade. But why are musicians so popular? You know, Ed Sheeran, Katy Perry, Bruno Mars, millions of people, literally millions, some of them billions of people listen to the music that these people produce. But it is just songs, it's just things that you can digest with your ears. Well, that's the thing. In my opinion, the reason why they are so popular is because the material of the product that they produce can be consumed by us in the fourth dimension. They make sounds. We consume sound subconsciously. We do not need a language to depict or perceive something as noise, perceive something as music, or perceive something as a voice of another human. We consume sound almost immediately. I'd like to argue that sound is the easiest medium to consume by us. When's the last time you've ever been distracted by something visual? We get distracted easily by sound. Audio from the other end of the room can pull our center of visual attention. It can pull us away very easily. Maybe a loud thud or the footsteps of your boss walking to your computer. And then we say to ourselves, oh no, he's walking by. Or, what happened there? What fell? You can only visually focus on something one at a time. You cannot go jogging while watching a music video. It will distract you from your run. You might hit something, or you might just trip. It is dangerous. Whereas you can listen to a playlist, you can listen to music, or you can listen to a podcast. Podcasts. The 99% Invisible podcast has over 4,000 ratings on iTunes, 97% of which have given the show 5-star ratings. But why is it so popular?
This is 99% Invisible. I'm Roman Mars.
Mouths are watering, lemons are squeezing, and stomachs are growling.
Of all the ads you see on TV or on billboards or on the sides of buses, an overwhelming number seem to be for food.
Eggs and sausage, hot cakes and butter. Morning
Icy Cokes in frosted glasses, fajitas sizzling on the grill.
The 99% Invisible podcast also uses sound design to enhance its storytelling. It uses art-directed sound design to specifically target the senses of the brain that makes it easier for the person listening to relate to the stories. And as you've noticed, sometimes they don't even need to tell stories. The sound design itself is ASMR, the Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response, which is like a tingle that is said to originate in a person's head and spread to the spine and sometimes the limbs in response to stimulation. People get satisfied by the right sound. ASMR is everywhere. You see it on Instagram, you see it on your Twitter feed, you see it flooding YouTube. There are literally Instagram accounts dedicated to posting videos of somebody cutting sand. It is calming and it is satisfying. The absence of any background music or background noise, and the only thing you can hear is the cutting of the sand, makes it intimate. Intimacy can be experienced by usually two people at a time. Anything spoken is intimate. It is a connection and a confirmation from both ends that ensures them I'm talking to a human. I guess this explains why Siri
Hey Siri, read my schedule.
You have 25 appointments at 7:15, 7:20.
and Amazon Alexa
Alexa, cancel my 6 a.m. alarm.
6 a.m. alarm canceled.
is so popular. Even Microsoft, with its Cortana, is joining in the bandwagon because they know it works. They see results. People love one-on-one. The more intimate the interaction is, the more comfortable and the more connected the other party feels. But why did her win a Grammy this year? Maybe it could be the fact that she's been practicing her craft for more than 10 years. Or maybe it is her product. The music that she produces is just so unique. A unique sound makes it easier for her to stand out. Or maybe it's the level of intimacy that her songs emit to her audience. A lot of her songs consist of vocals that are highly reminiscent of whispers.
Baby, can you focus on me? You don't know, babe, when you hold me and kiss me slowly, it's the sweetest thing.
A whisper from somebody close to you, like a whisper from a lover. Think about it, you don't outwardly say I love you. In an intimate situation, one-on-one, you cannot even say it in like speech level. The decibels are just too high, it's too loud. It ruins the mood. Out of context, there's no romance in shouting.
And someone must speak the words, Calypso, I release you from your human bonds.
Is that it?
To said it must be spoken as if to a lover. Calypso, I release you from your human bonds.
Is that it?
No, you didn't say it right. You have to say it right.
Release you from your human bonds.
There is no romance in shouting, but unfortunately, that is what a lot of advertising is doing to the general public. But a shout doesn't actually get people to listen. It gets people to notice you, definitely, but it doesn't get people to listen. In a quiet room, of course, people turn their heads to identify the sound. Parkour! But when everybody else is shouting, your shout just becomes part of their shout. When you shout, people tend to go away. My intuition says people just want to consume audible information in a level that they're comfortable with. Unless you want to make people uncomfortable, which is what drill sergeants do to their recruits.
Sir? I am not Sir! I am Sergeant Howell or Sarge! Sir, you say for useless people!
But the majority of people, they want to consume audible information in a level that they're comfortable with.
This is the idea of the whisper versus the scream. When you whisper, people lean in, and when you scream, people tend to pull back. We're very accustomed to being sold to, so our defense goes up really fast.
Sound is important. It is communication's foundation. We cannot talk if we do not have sound. Imagine having a sound that millions, hopefully billions, of people can recognize that it is the sound of your brand. Musicians, pop stars, recording artists have this superpower. They have what I like to call audible individuality. the ability for millions of people to hear a microsecond of your content and recognize that it is you. Tell me who's singing.
I'm at a party I don't wanna be at.
Less than half a verse, you can already tell that that is Ed Sheeran. Now tell me who's rapping. Less than half a line of a verse of a song, you can already tell that that is Tupac. Now picture a brand that has that superpower, a brand that has audible individuality. Now remember, sound is the easiest medium to consume. You get distracted by sound more than something that your eyes can see. Now it is important to note that the sound that I'm talking about is different than a jingle. Audible individuality versus a jingle. What's the difference? Well, a jingle is outdated. People relate it to advertising, so they close it off. Imagine you are watching a YouTube video, you are getting interrupted by a YouTube pre-roll ad. There's 2 of them now, I don't know why the hell they did that. And you hear a jingle. Every time you hear that jingle, you just get angry. So if you're a new company, you might want to stay away from jingles. Nowadays, just unless you're a McDonald's, people are okay with McDonald's because they've done it way back then, so they don't mind. But if you're a new company, stay away from that. It's cheesy, it's played out, and audible individuality is the new jingle. But it is not. It's not a new jingle. Audible individuality is a single note. Audible individuality is not a song. A jingle is a song. Audible individuality consists of less than 3 notes that people can recognize immediately. Audible individuality can be like a notification sound. It can be a startup sound. It can be ASMR from interacting with your product. Sound is important. Audible individuality is powerful. So, what's the sound of your brand?